Welcome to the next video in the stock market trading system video series here on YouTube, geared for option traders trading single call and put options. My name is Eric, and by the end of this video, you're going to know the exact entry and exit points for going both long and short the market using this trading system. And if you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click that little bell so you don't miss the next video in the series. And if this is the first video you found in the series, be sure to check the description. I'm going to put a link to the entire playlist so you can get caught up on this entire, basically a free trading course here on YouTube. Also in the description, I'm going to put a link to the market timing strategy guide. So if you want to take a PDF home of the entire strategy, check that out and I'll send it to you right away. All right, so let's dive into the charts. Before we talk about the trade entry and exit, I want to just kind of re-explain what we're doing, because remember, this is part of a video series and we're looking at the entry and exit, and we're going to look at a long signal here, but let's look at the indicator real quick. There's actually two indicators on the chart right now, and I'm going to open this up in Thinkorswim. First of all, I'm going to go to the Bollinger Bands and I'm going to just turn that off. In the Thinkorswim platform, the MOBO bands don't show the moving average, the middle line. When you look at Bollinger Bands, you'll see the three lines, the upper, middle, and lower band. But the MOBO indicator does not show the moving average. This is just the standard deviation bands, just the upper and lower bands. So for those that are not in Thinkorswim, you can simply use the Bollinger Bands. And again, those settings are a look back period of 10 and a standard deviation of negative 0.8 and positive 0.8. And I'm going to put the Bollinger Bands back on. And I'm going to take the MOBO bands off and apply those. And this is what it looks like if you're trading with Bollinger Bands. So again, the MOBO bands are a modified Bollinger Band, and I just had both of them on there. I actually like the moving average here because, and we'll talk a little bit about buying a pullback or something. But anyway, I wanted to show you real quick what we're looking at. So I'm going to just go ahead and put both indicators on there. It's pretty simple. The entry is when you get a close above the upper band, you're going to go long if the larger time frame is long. So we're currently looking at the hourly chart, and the larger time frame I like to use is the daily chart with the hourly chart. That's a good combination for me. It's daily. If the daily chart is green or has recently closed above the upper band, then we're going to trade in that direction. So, for example, in this trade, this is obviously was a really, really good trade, and we'll show some not so good trades too, because they're not all this awesome. But we had a gap up. This is the long signal, and this is when I've showed you the back test results in previous videos. The back test goes long on that break above on the hourly chart if the daily chart's long, and basically you just stay into the trade until it closes below the lower band. So the upper band cross of the upper band long signal is the long signal, and your stop, if you will, and I'll use that word loosely here, the stop is a close below the lower band. So you can see, in this case, it was a really tight run. We didn't even get a pullback to the moving average. We got a couple here, but we got to pull back, a gap up, a pullback, and then you actually got to close below the lower band. Now, just because you got to close, I'm going to forward in the chart here, just because you got to close below the lower band, if the daily chart is on the long signal, this lower band close is a exit signal. It's not a short signal, it's an exit signal. So again, when the larger time frame is long, the upper band cross is a entry signal, and the lower band cross is the exit. So here's the entry point and here's the exit point. So in this case, the market is still long. The daily chart is still long. I'm not showing that here. So now basically what you're doing is waiting for the next long signal. Well, here we had another gap up, and you can see that the market traded sideways and then it closed lower. So this would have been a losing trade. And this is one of the things about the back test is, when I looked at this over the past, there was an 18-month period, there was 100 trades or so, the winners were twice as big as the losers, and that's part of the math. And we're going to go into another video about some of the stats with the different various time frames. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that. But you also get losing trades. So here is a a gap up, you go long here, and then a few hours later, this is probably 1.5 days, it closes lower, you're out, and then you go long again, because remember the daily chart is still long, and then you get the big move. So again, in this little example, we had a nice big winner, a small loser, and then another nice pop, and again, you're out of the trade. Your closes below your out. So this is the entry point, and this is the exit point, because the larger time frame is long, meaning the daily chart has closed above the upper band, so you're trading in the upper long direction. So a close above the band is the entry, and a close below is the exit. So let's just pretend for a minute that the market was short, meaning the daily chart started to sell off. It closed below the lower band. We're now looking for short signals. So this would be a short signal. We're going to flip it, where this would be the short signal, a close below the lower band. This would be the entry for a short signal, and then across above the band would be the exit. So depending on what time frame you're looking at, and go back to the video, it's called Stock Market Conditions. That's the video that's going to talk a little bit about the larger time frame. In this video, we're looking at the actual entry and exit points, and we're using the same indicator on all the charts. So again, when the larger time frame is biased to the short side, then we want to flip it. We want to say the entry point is a close below, and then the exit is a close back above the band. So here we close back above, and then if you never got a close back below, then you're not reshorting, you're just waiting, and there'll be periods of time where you're out of the market. So that's generally the entry and exit points. And I'm just going to tell you right now, there are a lot of choppy periods of time. Usually when it's a consolidation or range bound, you're going to get some chop. One of the things that I like to do to minimize that is I try not to chase gaps. And I don't know if I can find an example here. Here's a quick example of something that I would make sort of a minor entry adjustment. So, let's just pretend for a second the daily chart is long. Sometimes you're going to get a big gap, and you typically want to wait until, again, this is the hourly chart. We want to wait for the candle to be done, or at least really close to being done. If you get a gap in the morning and this arrow is red and you're like, oh, it's going to close above, the market can pull back. So what I like to do is I like to give it, especially on a morning gap up, if we gap up and pull back, I may wait a couple bars. I may wait to have the market sort of trade back into the bands and then get long in here, knowing that we're on a buy signal and I'm just sort of waiting for the pullback. Now, you saw in the previous example that sometimes you don't get that. And here's a good example. You get a gap up, sideways move, and it just keeps going if this was the long signal you were taking. So, you want to, there's a little bit of discretionary things that I put in there. If I don't like chasing, I really have a hard time with that, because a lot of times the market will pull back and you can get a better entry. But in general, what the back test, remember, we're basing our the strategy off the back test and what the mechanical aspect did. The mechanical aspect of the system, when you get that first close back above the band, and you're on a long signal on the daily chart or the larger time frame, that is the entry, and this is the exit signal, and vice versa. Here's a good example of a if the market was short, and again, we're just kind of I'm just sort of showing how a big gap down or a gap up oftentimes can lead to some sideways action, and you may be able to get a better entry. But again, that's sort of the discretionary element of it. So, that's really it. That's how the entries and exits work. And again, I'm looking at the hourly chart and basing the direction off the daily chart. So if the daily is long, then a close above the band is an entry, and a close below is the exit, and vice versa. If the daily chart is short, then a close below is the entry, and a close back above is the exit. So before you go, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video and share it if you found it valuable. Don't forget, I'll send you the market timing strategy guide, which is sort of a 10-page PDF that talks about the entire strategy. Today we just covered the entries and exits. And also, if you want to see this strategy in action and as the market progresses each and every day, I do a lot of free posts over on my Patreon site. You see the information there. You can get mobile app access so that you don't have to, rely on email all the time. And if you are subscribed, make sure you hit that little bell because I got more videos coming in this series. We're really breaking it down to a complete trading course, and I want you guys to have all the information. So you have a great day. We'll see you at the next video.